Good afternoon. So as the weather is cooling down for us here in the Central Valley, a lot of the trees they're actually growing. They're going through their fall spurts. Just because unlike the summer times where the trees grow, however, they are at a reduced capacity, just because the trees are having to spend a lot of energy cooling themselves down at the same time. So right at this area, I mean, right as we're approaching fall, a lot of our trees are actually getting a nice break from the intense heat, and therefore allowing them to mostly just focus on growth. So I wanted to today talk about some of the seedlings that are, from my experience, year after year, are practically bulletproof when germinated from seed in the Central Valley. Handles are winter without any issue. Summer is a different story. Summer, you wanna maybe baby them a bit, just again from the intense, crazy heat. But these seedlings that I've experienced, that from experience, again has gone to winters without any issues. Um, so no, it's not going to be in any particular order. But the first one that I want to talk about is actually going to be papaya. Papayas, regardless of the variety, it's been my experience that they they when grown from seed, which is what you really want, is to get yourself a papaya fruit, pluck out the seeds, germinate them, and put that seedling in the ground. That gives the papaya tree the best chance in our climate. But the one thing that I like about papaya is the fact that from seed to when they start producing fruit for you, like these two red ladies here, you're talking within a year. In fact, it really was just maybe 4 months ago that these were maybe a foot tall. But they're both now fruiting, of course. Oh, check it out. There's a little buddy there. I like to converse with him or her. But yeah, awesome. This is how you know you've got a nice climate in your area. So papaya. So again, those two red ladies. Got more here. Sunrise. And of course, the two more mature ones, the Mexican varieties. You know, I'm actually getting concerned that as people walk by here, they might get smacked in the head by like a falling papaya fruit. But that hasn't happened yet. So anyhow, yeah. So papayas do great here in the Central Valley. Um, Even wintertime, I know, but just looking at the comments, a lot of you struggle with growing papayas. Although they are technically zone 10, as in they're not a fan of the frost, they do fine here in our climate. Yeah, I mean, I've have yet to had a papaya tree die on me, especially a seedling die on me because of the frost. It's always something else, but it's not the frost. So papayas. The other tree that I wanted to talk about, which is everyone's favorite when I talk tropical, really the first thing that probably comes to mind is mangoes. Mangoes, when germinated from seed, is going to do so phenomenally better than a grafted mango that you purchase from a store. So let me show you. I actually have had so much success that I actually have been trying out various mango varieties and then germinating the seeds. But I wanted to kind of show you though, this seedling here, he is going about 2 years old. He's a Kent mango. Yeah, I mean, ate the fruit, plucked the or germinated the seed, put it in the ground, and it does great there. The thing with mangoes is they if you're getting an established grafted mango, that is, they're very picky about the soil requirements, which unfortunately, in our clay soil, it is really the complete opposite of what a mango tree needs. I mean, our clay soil is just not well draining at all. But if you could germinate one from seed, put it in the ground, it's going to acclimate to our clay soil without any issues. So here are two Manila mangoes that I wanted to kind of talk to you about. These were, yes, these were purchased from nurseries. However, I've noticed I have yet to find a Manila mango that was not germinated from seed. I cannot find any graft union joints. So that tells me that probably all Manila mangoes were probably germinated from seed. So I want to kind of focus on this mango tree really quick. So the cool thing with germinating mangoes, especially from seed, is the fact that unlike a grafted variety, if you've noticed, actually if you come here, so as the sun rises from the east and sets in the west, the trees are actually quite smart if naturally germinated from seed. If you've noticed it, there is practically no part of the branch that is exposed. I mean, it is literally covered by the foliage, which is what these guys need. And they know to grow foliage where it is most needed in order to protect the trunk and the branches from the sun. I mean, really, as the sun rises, I mean, practically all parts of the branch is protected in some form by the foliage. I mean, even like the trunk here is somewhat protected. So when you're germinating a tropical fruit tree from seed, the tree naturally knows to protect itself against the climate, and therefore structurally they are going to look so much better than a limpy looking grafted mango that you'll find in your nurseries. Yeah, even this guy. I mean, yes, these are exposed, but that's because it's actually my fault. I mean, at one point, I mean, there were foliage here which I accidentally knocked out, but it seems to be doing okay. But when beyond that, if you look at it, practically everywhere, all the branches are shaded. So the reason why the tree knows to do that is mango trees, as the branches grow, they don't they're not formed into bark yet, so there's no protection. So but as the branch matures and hardens, then yeah, there is that bark system that is developed. But when they're young like this, yeah, they are gonna need all the shade that they can get by the or from the foliage. So mango trees, in fact, I actually have been so impressed with mangoes. Here's actually another one back here. This one is mostly in the shade. He's also a Kent mango. I want to say he's going a year old. More mangoes. He's a he's a Keith mango. I want to say he's going 3 years old. So yeah, I mean, so the downside with mangoes is the fact that depending on the variety, they can be they can be not true to seed in the sense that the fruits from this tree may not taste like the fruit that I consume when I put it in the ground. They may be worse tasting, or they could be way better. But the idea is you don't know. So mangoes come in two types: polyembryonic, or mostly the Asian variety mangoes, which are true to seed. We're talking like the Manilas there from the Philippines. Those the fruits produced will taste exactly are very close to the fruit that the seeds that were used to propagate those. However, the skeet mango, your mileage may vary, but I don't think I've ever had a bad tasting mango. So mangoes. The other tree that I want to talk about, surprisingly, is another tree that is reported to only grow in zone 10. That would be wax jambu. These guys, when germinated from seed, does really well here for some reason. This particular seedling is going about 3 years now. I mean, it's doing great. Yeah, what happens is there's actually really little microclimate, well, little to no microclimate that happens here, just because as winter come, uh, these plants here essentially get died down to the roots, and the seedling is then left to its own device. But I mean, it's doing great. So, uh, so so these are just some of the seedlings from experience that I have had year over year that have not died because of the frost. There are a number of other seedlings that I have growing, but they've just not gone through multiple winters yet. So therefore, I can't vouch for the fact that they'll make it. Seedlings such as, well, actually, if you come here, I'll show you how easy these are to really propagate. If you come here, like this store food, okay? If I say want to propagate this, I can, either air layer or graft it, or alternatively, I can just consume the fruits and then grab the seeds from here, and they will germinate. I mean, I've had nearly 100% success rate with germinating just about everything that you see in my yard. So I'm going to take you to the back where I've got a few more examples to show you. Backyard. So continuing on our wax jambu seedlings. Actually, I've got two examples here really that I wanted to show you. If you come here, this jungle here. Okay. I mean, I'm telling you, look at the new growth on these mangoes. I mean, right now is like the perfect growing season for mangoes. So going back to wax jambu. Yeah, these seedlings, I mean, these were actually volunteers. But yeah, this is actually the second winter that these guys are in, and no problem at all. So I've been very impressed with the wax jambu. So, so that's wax jambu. The last seedling that I've noticed that handles the cold phenomenally well, or these guys, Cherimoya. So the thing with Cherimoyas is, if you come here, I mean, I've got like volunteers going left and right. Uh, he's been in the ground maybe like a year, no issues at all. A more mature volunteer seedling here, which was in the front yard. We've since transplanted it to the backyard. So it's of course drop off its leaf because of transplant shock. But as you can see though, it's going back. Yeah, he's actually going just I want to say 2 to 3 years old. But yeah, I mean, these guys from seed have no problem at all with our winter. So I should emphasize the reason why I selected these four seeds is, so again, they from experience, I have had them germinated from seed for several winters, and they all, without any protection, have done great. The reason why I selected these over the other ones is the fact that, with the exception of the wax jambu, they are readily available in your ethnic grocery store. So therefore, germination, well, procurement of these fruits and the seeds are fairly easy. And also, best of all, when germinated from seed, uh, let me show you actually. When germinated from seed to when they start producing fruits for you, you're talking somewhere in the vicinity of 3 to 4 to 5 years. Uh, so yeah, they will give you fruits fairly quickly. So if you come here, I wanted to kind of really show you. I mean, this is my ultra sensitive tropical section, which I will be putting up a heated greenhouse fairly soon. But yeah, I mean, there are a number of fruits that you can grow from seed, like the soursop, uh, Rolenia here, the two rambutans down there in the ground, and best of all, durian. Maybe it's a bad idea for me to take this out, but yes, yeah, technically you could grow anything in the ground. However, I have yet to, have enough experience with some of these ultra sensitive tropicals to see how they would perform in our winter. So that's why I'm excluding just about everything else that can be germinated from seed easily from my list. But yeah, those are the four that, yeah, I'm telling you, from my experience, you're probably gonna get the best luck if you want to start germinating them from seed. And then again, they are practically bulletproof when it comes to winter time. So anyhow, all right, have a good afternoon.